Hi, good evening. My name is Christy Williams. I'm the town manager. Thank you all for coming out for our information session. I'm going to do a really brief presentation. Some of you may have seen some of these slides before. And then we have lots of folks here that can help answer questions. So we have Jen Sullivan, our public health director. We have Irene Cognan from the DEP. And we have Kim Foster, our assistant town manager. And we also have a representative from Waste Zero. So Taylor from Waste Zero is here. She works for the company that we would be contracting with to provide the bags. And she can answer a lot of questions about pay-as-you-throw, how it works in other communities. I don't know if this is working. Once I finish my presentation, I'm going to ask that if you have questions that you come up to the podium to ask them, because this is being streamed on Westborough TV, and so we want people to be able to hear your questions, and then we'll respond using the microphones as well. So you probably know that we've actually been working on this for a very long time. We have had a waste management exploratory. How much closer? Can you turn up the volume, please? I think it's on the left side. Is this better? Yeah, okay, thanks. So we have been working on this for a very long time. We had a waste management exploratory committee that was seated by the select board in 2022. Part of the charter for that committee, or their objective, was to provide a comprehensive report and recommendation to the select board with the aim of reducing total residential town waste. Also to increase recycling and composting. I don't know why it keeps going up. I guess turn it all the way up. Yeah. Thank you. Just going in and, oh, there we go. I can't really get closer. So. Okay, I'll try. Can you get someone from IT? Oh, thank you. Okay. So the Waste Management Exploratory Committee came to the Select Board in December of 2023, and they presented these options. So these are the 4 options that they presented that they were considering and how to move forward. So the first option is a voluntary curbside program with Harvey's or Waste Connections, because they're owned by Waste Connections now. And that would be a curbside program for trash and recycling. And then the second option was a voluntary curbside program, but then contracting, so the Harvey's would be open for trash, recycling, food waste, and other DEP waste bin items. And then the next ones were were just recycling, so curbside recycling, but then also transfer station. And then the other option was to just leave the program as it currently is, but all of these options included pay-as-you-throw. So the idea being that pay-as-you-throw is really the best option to move forward if you're trying to reduce waste. So the Waste Management Exploratory Committee actually recommended that we move forward with a curbside program, but given the timing of all of that work and going forward with town meeting, we decided to move forward with a plan that used the current structure but included pay-as-you-throw. So leaving the transfer station open, allowing residents, of course, to contract privately with a curbside company if they so chose, and then to incorporate pay-as-you-throw. So this is the structure of the program that's being proposed for fiscal 25. Can you shut the door? So it would become effective on July 1st. Residents who choose to use the transfer station would still need to purchase a permit. And so it would be, right now you can purchase a permit for a period of 2 years. This is going to be an annual permit. So you would purchase once every fiscal year. The residents would be required to dispose of trash at the transfer station using only the pay-as-you-throw bags. So they'll be a certain color, they'll have the town seal on them, and they'll be purchased at different businesses throughout town. Residents will dispose of recycling as you currently do. So you can do that at the transfer station. It does not require the pay-as-you-throw bag. You would bring your recycling and you would just dispose of it as you currently do. That's also true with the brush disposal. So you would dispose of that also as you currently do. And then the large waste items, again, same as our current program, they would be disposed of at the transfer station. Some of those require an additional fee, and that's how we currently have the program. So the cost of the program, residents would need to purchase bags. So the bags are $1 per bag for 15-gallon bags and $2 per bag for 33-gallon bags. And so you purchase them in a roll. So it's $10 a roll for either the 15-gallon for 10 15-gallon bags, or $10 a roll for 5 33-gallon bags. You would also need to purchase a permit or a sticker. So that price would reduce for non-senior citizens from the $85 a year that it currently is to the $40 per vehicle per year. And then the senior citizen rate is $25 per vehicle per year, down from the $42.50 that it currently is. You can still purchase a monthly permit. That's something that you can do right now. So that's $20 per vehicle per month. And then you can also purchase currently a daily permit, which is $15 for the day, and that would remain the same as well. And then $10 for a replacement permit, which is currently in place as well. There would be no price reduction for multiple permits in one household. That's something that we do right now that we're not proposing going forward. And then there would be no charge for the recycling only permits. That's consistent, again, with what we do right now. And so as you can see, I think an important point to make is that the select board is going to vote on these. These are recommended prices. And so the select board will take this up on May 14th at their meeting. We've heard a lot about enforcement and the need to increase enforcement. So there's a couple things that we're doing to increase enforcement. Right now, or going forward, when you purchase your permits, you'd be required to provide a photo ID to prove your residency, and then also show your vehicle registration. Permits will be affixed to vehicles on the driver's side back bumper. That's consistent with what we recommend right now. Each permit will have a unique number that corresponds to your vehicle registration number. And then the daily and monthly permits will be required to be displayed on the dashboard of the vehicle. So they'll be on a brightly colored piece of paper, which is different than what we do right now. And then the permit will indicate the date of access and your license plate number. We will increase monitoring. So town staff will monitor use of the transfer station to ensure compliance. And folks who do purchase a permit will need to agree to the terms of use of the transfer station, which will include having the permit, using the bags, all of the things that we're talking about related to this program. I'm gonna let Taylor talk a little bit more about anticipated results, but really briefly in summary, DEP estimates that we would reduce our waste by 25 to 50% just by implementing the pay-as-you-throw program. And that's based on experience throughout the state. The 2025 budget is expected to cover our current tonnage, but may be reduced because we expect that the tonnage will go down, which means our costs will go down. And then we also received a grant from DEP of approximately $16,000, which will offset some of these costs as well. So for next steps, we have to finalize, approve, and execute a multi-year contract with Harvey's. We need to execute a contract with Waste Zero for the purchase of the bags. And then they're continuing to work with local businesses on where those would be located and made available for purchase. We'll hold at least one more of these information sessions for folks who have questions or for any of you to follow up. And then on May 14th, the select board will be presented with these prices that we've proposed this evening for approval. And then permits would be available for purchase at Board of Health by the end of May. So that's the program that we're proposing, a lot of similarities to what we currently do with the added pay-as-you-throw piece of it. So I'm going to let Taylor speak a little bit about pay-as-you-throw programs in general, and then we'll open it up to questions.
Hello, everyone. Can you hear me? Yes. I'm so excited to be here and so excited that so many of you are passionate enough to come out here. So thank you so much. So I am the Director of Municipal Partnerships at Waste Zero. Waste Zero is an organization that has been around for over 35 years. We work with municipalities just like you to help lower trash, increase recycling, and make sure that you guys are getting rid of your trash in the most fair and equitable way possible. So when you think of pay-as-you-throw, think about it in really simple terms. Would you want to pay for your neighbor's electricity? Would you want to pay for your neighbor's gas? Would you want to pay for your neighbor's water? I don't know about you, but I definitely don't. I know that my neighbor has 5 kids and they like to stay up late. So you need to think about pay-as-you-throw as the same exact way as that. You are paying for what you generate, and it's most fair and equitable. So it's really exciting that you guys are making this next step, that you are empowered to take care and help the environment, but also help your neighbors, help yourself. It's really a great thing. So like I said, we work with over 500 municipalities across the United States, but pay-as-you-throw is not a new concept. It's utilized in over 150 municipalities right here in Massachusetts. And one of the things that I am able to help you guys with is get excited about trash. You know, come on, yay trash. Just really getting people on board and get you guys excited for the new change. So with Pay-As-You-Throw, I will be around helping you guys make that transition to the new program. And I'm so excited to be here and answer any of your questions and talk some trash with Taylor. That's what I like to say. Well, thank you guys so much.
Okay, so I'm going to turn the microphones around. If you have questions, if you can just come up to the microphone. They are hearing us well on Westborough TV, so definitely use the microphones. I'm sorry they're going in and out. I should have said that in between sessions, you can also feel free to reach out to my office or Jen's office with any questions or follow-up from tonight's meeting. So if anyone has a question, you're welcome to come up.
So, fairly basic question is, how does it actually work? You said it stays the same as what we have now, but yet you said it's changed. What's the workflow? I take my bag and I put it in the bin and it gets picked up. I take my bin to the transfer station. I take my recycling someplace else. There's been no information about it actually how it works. Like, talk to me like I'm 6. How does this actually work? I've seen communities that have pay-as-you-throw. They have their bins. They put it in the bin goes to the street. I've seen others, you have to take it to a community center. I've not seen any information about how, other than the cost, which is fine. I understand the utility factor of it. But for God's sakes, tell me how it's going to work.
You want me to answer?
Sure.
I don't know. Is any of them on?
Hi, I'm Irene Condon. I'm the Regional Recycling Coordinator here in Massachusetts. The bags out front here, to make this really easy, currently you buy a hefty bag or a kitchen bag at your convenience stores, at your supermarket. Instead of buying those bags, you would buy the town's new burgundy bag, and they'll be in 2 different sizes. There'll be a kitchen bag size 15-gallon and a large 33-gallon bag. They are going to be in rolls of 10 or rolls of 5. They'll both be $10, and you can buy those and put your trash in them, bring them to the transfer station like you do now. Now the cost is not only for the actual production of the bag, but the disposal of the trash. So that makes you are paying for the actual disposal of the trash. And that's how we've come up with the cost related to that. You guys have a good contract. And so that has done that. You can come forward to get...
How long do you
If you're coming to the transfer station, then you got to bring the trash.
No. I'll show you pictures of my house in the dump.
So you get your trash picked up at the house?
Huh?
You get your trash picked up at the house?
Across the street. I walk across the street to the dump.
Okay.
Do you want to, Jen, do you want us to see the pictures? And
Yeah,
then,
the Board of Health can
Yeah.
help you across the.
So do you want to show right behind you, Jen Sullivan? You can show her those photos.
So how you're taking your trash now, if you are using the transfer station, then you get your sticker and then you bring it there. If you are using Tidy Town and you get it picked up at the curb, then you're paying Tidy Town for your trash pickup. At this time, it is not a pay-as-you-throw program.
That's dump.
So you're merging the two things. How will it work in the future?
That's from the kitchen.
Right now, we're talking about the transfer station. And if you're using the transfer station, you are paying the transfer station sticker and the pay-as-you-throw bag. If you are using Tidy Town, you're paying Tidy Town for your trash and recycling pickup.
You can just come up to the mic.
Are we paying additionally through our taxes in any way, or is it just the fee and the bags?
Yes, the taxes do cover the program, as well as the revenue comes into the general fund. So that actually works exactly as it does now. So taxes come in, and then we also get a revenue source.
Okay.
Yes.
So that won't be lowered at all because we're paying it this way now?
So we actually did lower the budget for this year a little bit in anticipation of this program. We have been told to estimate that our tonnage will go down 25 to 50%. Since we pay per tonnage, as we recognize that savings, then the budget would be adjusted in the future.
Okay.
Yep.
An additional question, sorry. I'm just wondering how we'll handle people that decide they don't want to pay for the bag and they're just going to dump it on the side of the road on a road that, somewhere.
Yeah, so I'm with Mass DEP,
Yeah.
Department of Environmental Protection. We have 155 communities in Massachusetts that have this program. If you currently have illegal dumping, we normally find that to be bulky items, but you have a great transfer station that's very convenient, and we're saying you can get a day pass, you can get $40 to enter, is extremely cheap. So everybody should be able to get their metal, their bulky items
Yeah.
put away properly in the town of Westborough. So I don't expect, if you see an illegal dumping issue right now, or if you see it in the future, you're going to call the Board of Health. But we have not seen 99% of the people want to do the right thing. And this is definitely a cheap type of program. This puts the cost of the program in your hands. Because we can say, hey, bills have gone up, everything's gone up, and I just said in my own town, hey, here's the bill. We can't pay it in the taxes. Everybody's going to pay $400. This is not doing that. That is saying, hey, $40, and then you pay $1 per bag is very reasonable. Sorry, this is going in and out
Okay.
all
And
over.
so one last question. As far as the metal, and say you want to bring metal, furniture, and things like that, right now they're not being charged for. You just put them in the appropriate bin. Will that be the same? Or are they going to start coming up with fees for those type of items, the big, bulky items?
So
Cleaning out your garage and finding,
So
Okay.
bulky items should be being charged for now. If you break it down, it might be different. But as of right now, bulky items are being charged.
well, not like the metal bin, you can bring whatever, I don't know,
Oh, that- the
lawnmower or whatever, yeah.
Yeah.
You can put things in those bins, there's no charge.
Right, you'll be able to continue to do
And,
that.
and furniture you can bring and set aside, or some people like to shop there and get things
Yep.
from there. So that will still all continue?
Yes.
Okay. All right, thank you.
Okay, so I may be just summing up what was just asked. So right now, I go to the dump, I take the stuff out of my car, put it in the dumpsters, and I leave. Now, when I go, I sort everything as I can. The recyclables go in, but everything else goes in a pay-for-throw bag. That's what goes into the dumpsters, okay? Now, what if I have other stuff, and I think we just alluded to, I'm in my attic, I'm cleaning some stuff out, it's kind of like maybe some wooden boxes and stuff. I have to get that in a bag, or I pay a fee to the dump, and how is that determined?
So if things don't fit into the bag,
Yeah.
then there's bulky that's a bulky item. So we'll do things to figure out. It will be in the education, so we have some education here, but there'll be more at the transfer station to what to do with things that don't fit into the bag.
Okay, because that's going to be key, because people right now, one of the benefits is you can clean some stuff out,
Yep.
bring it to the dump, but people are going to be really curious as to know, okay, if I can't get it in a bag, how much am I going to pay? I'm not a commercial guy that gets the car
Yep.
weight and everything.
And I just want everybody to know here why the state's involved. And thing is, the town has gotten a technical assistance grant on looking at ways to reduce. And there has been 2 years that your neighbors have been working on how to reduce the trash here in Westborough. And why is you have the most amount of trash in Central Mass per household.
Yep.
2,900 pounds per household.
Okay.
Next door in Northborough is at 800 pounds. Shrewsbury's at 1,000 pounds. You're at 2,900 pounds. So we want people to take a pause and see what you're putting into the trash. And if it can be reused, recycled, clothes, if it has stains and rips and old shoes, please put them in the appropriate bins for reuse.
Okay.
If there is, you're cleaning the attic and you find things that can go to charity, please give them to charity.
Okay, so the big thing is if you can really try to get that fee figured out, because we're going to be curious.
Yeah.
But other stuff, paper, anything can be recycled for free.
If you can rip it, you can recycle it. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
I'm just a tad bit confused. You've got bags over there and bags here, and what is the difference?
I can speak on that. So these bags right here are just a representation of showing you how much you can actually fit in those bags. So it might seem a little scary to say, oh, I can only have one. I mean, you can have as many bags as you want, but as you can see here, you can really fit quite a bit of stuff in there. That's just a show. And so when we move forward with your program, your bags will be a maroon color. And something exciting about our bags is that there is recycled material within it. So it's at least 35% recycled material, which is great because that's helping reduce the amount of plastics. But also, there might be a small variation of color because of the recycled material. But again, it will be this colored bag with a black logo.
So I take that bag, like I need to take my own stuff and
Yeah.
throw it in. I take that bag and I throw it in.
Yep,
Then
absolutely.
I just can do the recyclables without.
Same way you're doing it now.
Yep, absolutely.
This is really an easy program. Instead of having a white bag or a black bag, you're going to have a burgundy bag.
Yep.
And that pays for the program. The burgundy bag pays for the program. So it gives you control if you have only one kitchen bag versus somebody. I have 10 people in my house, I might have 2 bags. So I compost and I do recycling and I do reuse, but I might pay more than your family.
Hi. I was just curious, how did you guys come up with the 2,900 pounds of trash per household?
So the town has a contract with Wheelabrator, and so you have all that material the town pays per ton, and so they get the tonnage amount of all the trash that is collected.
Yeah, but my household doesn't generate 2,900 pounds of trash.
So you might not, but as your neighbors, dividing
It's
that
an
by your
average.
household, it's the average of the users that are using the transfer station.
So the same point you're addressing about not paying for your neighbors, that wasn't factored into this because I'm not paying. Right now, I don't generate 2,900 pounds of trash.
Correct.
So that number, this number is not factual.
So you're actually going to be the kind of person that does benefit from this program because that is an average. And so you are saying that you're not generating that much, which is great. So that means you are not going to be essentially paying for your neighbor's trash anymore. Your neighbor who might be making 3,000 pounds
Yeah.
and you're only making 800 pounds, you're going to only be paying for what you're generating.
See, what my concern is, because when this program, Pay As You Throw, went into Shrewsbury,
Mm-hmm.
there were people who I know personally would take the trash and dump it into commercial bins, they would put the trash in other places. So you solve one problem and create another. Because people just don't like to pay for stuff. They don't like to pay for extra stuff. So I can see this generating another problem that we will have to deal with somewhere down the line.
What we keep on finding is illegal dumping. I mean, if you have those different places, you tell the Board of Health, and we always tell people to look into their bins if they are having issues.
I mean, when you want to do something illegally, you're pretty sly about it.
And it's only a small amount of people. Most people want to do the right thing.
And I've been going to the dump for about 39 years now, and I know that this is good in one way, but it also could be detrimental in another. But anyway, thank you.
I'd like to know, I found out, I live in Westborough.
Can
you speak in the
yes,
microphone, please?
Thank you.
Hello.
Thank
Hello.
you. Perfect.
I live in Westborough, and I'd like to know, when I emptied my garbage, I was told that the mattresses have to be paid for. The box spring is $150, and the mattress is $150, and that's from the state. I don't think that's right.
So we're in an issue of where we're putting our trash in Massachusetts. So we have when I first started, we had 150 landfills. We currently have 5 landfills in all of Massachusetts, and in 4 years, we will have none. We have 5 waste-to-energy facilities, which the town of Westborough has a contract with, which is good. So you know your trash is going to the Wheelabrator facility in Millbury, which is great. So you know some other places don't know where their trash is going because the hauler takes it and it's going out of state. Mattresses are very bulky, but 95% of it can be recycled. They can recycle the wood, they can recycle the fabric, they can recycle the metal, they can recycle the foam. We've been talking about this for over 15 years, and as of November of 2022, we said waistband. We have waistbands for certain items. You can't throw out your TV, you can't throw out tires, you can't throw out paper and basic recyclables, metal. We added mattresses and textiles a year and a half ago. And so when we did that, it couldn't be under the trash amount. So your stuff goes to Wheelabrator. It would needed to go into a separate truck and go to another location. So a lot of places weren't sure about pricing, so they went a little higher. The average in some places, if you go look around, if you go online, if you have a very usable mattress, you just slept on it, it's usable, you could go and call a charity and they might come and pick it up for free. You can post things. There's quite a bit. We have HelpSee and we have a lot of others around that are in need of mattresses. If you have it and you put it outside and it gets wet and yucky, I mean, we're still going to recycle it. So please do it. That needs to be appropriately thing, but I know that there is an extra price. There is also, for the past 15 years, the legislature has been talking about extended producer responsibility. So in Connecticut, Rhode Island, Maine, I think even in Vermont, they have a mattress thing. So people, when they buy a new mattress, they get $5, $10, they pay, and then when they dispose of it properly to be recycled, it's for free.
I don't see that.
It's been, part of the legislature has been working on doing that vote, but it keeps on being moved.
But I was told, too, the state is also going to put it up later on, too, some more. I got that right
Increase
from
the price.
Harvey's.
We have no control over the price. So the price is, we just made it a banned item that it can no longer go into the landfills or the waste-to-energy facilities.
Because I took one a few years ago, and there was a truck there, and you just put it in the truck, you know?
You can call different charities, and they might take it right away for free. And I know there are. So there are some that will do that. Okay. You can also, people want an extra one for a kid just for a little bit. Mm-hmm. And or a camp, or
Yeah.
that you might be able to put it on the market. If it's pretty good, you just slept on it and it's okay. But if it's 50 years old, it needs to be recycled properly.
Well, it wouldn't be 50 years.
I have a
Another thing
couple.
too is wood. We cannot put wood in Harvey's. What do we do with our wood?
We'll have that all separated out. Harvey's does take wood. I think it's under the construction and demolition. You have to go through the gate.
Unfortunately, there is a fee for that. It's under the construction debris, and Harvey sets that fee.
Oh, okay, I wasn't told that. All right, and another thing too, I live in Westborough. I go to Harvey's. I've been there since '94, and now we have a different people doing the dumpsters, and not Harvey's. So what do we do with these bags? Can we still put them in another, like BP?
So this is only for the transfer station. This is not for curbside pickup.
No, I'm not saying curbside.
I'm confused. So when you go to Harvey's, you're putting in a Harvey's dumpster.
Right, the bags.
Yes.
Okay, but if I, where I have BP right where I live, you can't put these bags in there, right?
Because that's not the transfer station. This is
Right.
only for the transfer
Yeah.
station.
So what do we do with it? I gotta go all the way to Ashland? That's crazy.
No. Do you have a company that comes to your house to pick up your trash?
Not in the front, a dumpster, yeah.
So then you will continue. You do not need to purchase these bags. You will
Okay.
use the same bags that you
But if I
currently
go to
use.
Harvey's, I gotta buy these,
Yes, that is correct.
two.
But not for
Okay.
recycling, only for your trash.
Okay, where do we get the bags from? What stores?
We're still working on that. Taylor's company is Waste Zero is working with vendors throughout the town to decide where we're going to be selling them.
Okay, is that gonna be possible soon?
They will be ready to go for that July 1st start
July.
date, absolutely.
Okay, I have a lot of questions, but I'll let somebody else take a break. I'll take a break.
Okay, thank you.
Hi. How you doing?
Hi.
I don't know which one of these. This works? I have two questions, really. One is, it strikes me odd that we're like generate 3 times more waste than anybody else. Is that historical data? Does that go back like we've been 3 or 4 times than anyone else for the last decade, or is it coincident with like
It's over 10 years. 10 years, you guys have been over 3 times more than everybody.
Is that the average household? Does that include, like, do we have a
We
lot
just
of
take
large?
your tonnage that goes to Wheelabrator,
Right.
divided by how many households are participating in the program, and it comes out to 2,900 houses.
Might it be that there are certain businesses that generate like tons of garbage that are in Westborough, but not,
If
you
they're
know?
using the transfer station.
Yeah.
You guys are online on Saturday. I think you would notice if there was a bigger truck or something.
Well,
Yeah.
you do notice the big Harvey trucks coming in. They don't come to my house. They go to businesses, right?
That's not
So,
included in this number,
know,
in the
okay.
2,900.
Oh, so okay.
It's
So
just
that's in-
residential.
That's just residential. Okay, so that clears that up. And the only other is a comment is we go through about, I don't know, 5 of these a week, right? A 30-pound bag, and it fits underneath the cabinet in the kitchen.
So a kitchen bag, if you have it under the kitchen, it's a kitchen bag.
But we usually get, I go to Amazon and I get like, 100 of these things, like a quarter a piece or something like that. And we fill them up. And I probably waste more bags than I should, but if I fill this thing all the way up, it's very heavy. So I can see myself going through like, $15, $20 in bags a week. Maybe I'm exaggerating, but I see, if I'm going through like 5 a week right now, that's $10, that's $40 a month just in one.
Are you putting your food waste in there?
I bet pretty much everything goes in there, right?
So you have a great,
But now I have to separate them too, right? I have to have one that's going to be I guess, compost or kind of stuff.
If it's smelly and
And-
you're going through, the compost is very easy and free, so that could help you out a
But
lot.
are we required to have 2 types of bags
No.
to go in or anything
No.
like
So,
that?
so the idea would be that,
So how does the recycling happen if it's all in one bag?
so the recycling doesn't have to be in the bag.
We don't put it in a bag.
Right. The recycling would be, you would hold that separately, so you would bring that potentially in your car in like a bin.
Is that like all of food waste is recycling stuff?
So
much,
that
right? Like-
recycling does not go in the blue bags. So you would have like a bucket for your food waste that you keep in your kitchen, and you bring that to the
Yeah,
transfer
like my
station.
banana peels and my
Yes.
eggshells and all of that.
Yep.
So you really need 2 bags.
So that the recycling does not go in the blue bags, so that you would put that into a different container.
Yeah, well,
Or a bag.
That, you'd put that in another bag. So you'd buy 1 bag for recycling and 1 for everything else, right?
No.
This is only for trash.
Right.
Recyclables, you can take your cardboard and your containers, anything with a lid, jugs, your coffee, your milk, your detergent bottles, and put them in a box, bring them and drop them off. And if you want to do composting, you can use a kitchen scrap bucket. You can have.
I'll have to buy that stuff then.
And
And then,
it
and,
is-
and the other, I guess my last question, I'll get out of here, is then, so I buy this other little thing that I gotta put in my kitchen, and I gotta put my compostable kind of waste in.
And it's free.
Figure out where to put that, right? And that, I bring that to the dump, and I just dump that out into something, or does that go in a separate bag?
No, and you can dump your compost right into the container that it's available there.
Okay, and you just gotta clean that thing out all the time, that's all. It's not gonna be a
Yeah.
bag. So you probably would use a bag in it, because it would be disgusting on a regular basis to be dumping all this waste and bringing it home, going to kitchen.
You actually
rinsing
can't
it out.
dump bags in the compost bin.
I see, okay.
I think
All right,
it's
well,
paper
thank you.
now.
No.
Where does the money go that's being made from this too? What is this all about in terms of?
It's to offset the cost of the program. So that's what you're paying for the program right now. Because
Right.
but in the past, or right now, it's your sticker fee and the taxes.
Yeah,
So now we're reducing the sticker fee and taxes in your bags, and the taxes will still pay.
oh, the taxes going down?
Right now, it's a little lower, but then the next year, that line item could go down. The more you reduce, the more that line item would go down, and then could go to another department. Sorry.
No, you're right.
Hi, I don't actually have questions. I have comments because I'm full of opinions. One, it would be super helpful if the town could get someone to sponsor food compost bins for our homes, like they do in New York City, because I compare everything to a giant metropolis.
Can I just,
Two.
before you go there, I just want to, one of the recommendations. Oh.
Oh, sorry.
What?
Very fat, and I ran here.
One of the recommendations of the Waste Management Exploratory Committee is to pursue some sort of composting, as you're describing. That just is sort of a next step. So I just want you to know that that's in the works.
It would be helpful. She said, not breathing in the microphone. And point 2 is, it would also be super helpful if there were multiple ways to pay when you're dropping off something large like a mattress or a refrigerator or a dehumidifier. Because right now it's cash only. And I don't know about you, but I haven't seen cash in a long time. So that's just, the more versatile payments would be helpful at the dump.
That's good feedback. That's something that we would have to ask Harvey's to do, but thank you.
I have two questions. Where can we find a definitive list of what can be recycled?
So
I'm
we have a
referring to
wonderful website, and here it is. I'm going to give it to you, and it is recyclesmartma.org, and that's for the entire state of Massachusetts. We have over 700 items listed. So we have the basic items. If you can rip it, the cardboard and the paper, and then if you can, has a jar, jug, tub, has a lid, then that could be recycled.
But
It's also
that
on the-
that website with that list is actually on the Board of Health website on the town's website. So if you visit the Board of Health website of the, or section of the town's website, you'll get links such as that one
Okay.
to learn more.
Does it go as deep as with things as like takeout containers from the grocery store?
So it goes into all that detail. So because we have over 700 items listed, we can go into what is that container made out of? Is that a clear plastic
Right.
clamshell?
Yep.
Is that black plastic? Is that Chinese cardboard? I mean, it can go into those details for you.
Okay, great.
And Harvey is has multiple buildings in there, and one of them is a MRF, a material recovery facility. And so that list is created by the 5 MRFs that we have in the state. That then they say these are the items we can take. So we update that all the time. So there was a big change, like in 2018, that we thought, oh, we could recycle this, and they said no cartons. So meaning milk cartons or juice cartons, that was a no. But pizza boxes, yes. We want pizza boxes, just no pizza and no liner. So sometimes I flip it inside out to be like, it's okay if it has stains. Yes, pizza boxes. So there is a great list on that recyclesmartma.org.
And the Recycle Smart MA.
Recyclesmartma.org.
Second question, who's considered a senior citizen?
65 and older.
Thank you.
So in your presentation, you said you're dropping the cost of a sticker, but it's only a year now where it's 2 years previously. So for senior citizens, you're actually increasing the cost of a sticker because it's $25 for a year, which is $50 for 2 years, and right now it's $42 for 2 years.
No, that's not correct. It's 85 for 2 years for seniors. It's $42.50 for 1 year for seniors right now.
It's not 85 for 2 years.
Yes, it is.
For senior citizens? Okay, sorry.
It's about time somebody gives you a good, applaud.
Thank you.
It's a great program, and actually, it's one of the things that should have been done maybe 44 years ago. When I came into this country, sadly it's one of the first things I noticed that they waste a lot of things, and we came to a point that things have been saturated, I guess. The only thing I have a comment. I mean, I wish you found bags that can be degraded in the soil, not they're gonna stay. I mean, now the bags are a problem.
It's going to the waste to energy facility. So you right now, most of the time, you're buying plastic right now. And so this is another plastic, but as Taylor said, it is made from recycled material. So, and it's going to be made into energy.
Yeah. Okay, so just a clarification. So everything recyclable does not have to go in a bag?
Correct.
It can go for free
Yes.
You would still need to purchase the sticker to have access.
No, of
but
course, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
And thank you for being a cheerleader.
I'm a little confused as to how this compost works. If you have banana peels, things of food waste. I understand, from what I hear tonight, you can drop that off at the transfer station. There's no cost for that. You're not going to put it in one of these bags. You're going to carry it in something and and then you're going to dump it in some type of container there? Do they even have that right now?
Yes.
Where is that? I go to the transfer station all the time.
Yes, it's next to the metal.
When you pull up to the transfer station,
Yep.
and we have what we call the wall where everything gets thrown over for trash.
Yep.
To the left, there is a mercury recovery shed, and then there's a clothing bins. Right before the clothing bins, there is a barrel there. It's a 2-yard dumpster they clear every other day.
Oh.
And in the summer, they clear it every day for the odors. But that, you just dump it in, you can have like a 5-gallon pail at home or whatever, dump it in there, bring the pail home and refill it the next time you go. But that's been there for, we got it, I think 2 years ago we put that in.
Oh, okay. Well, I learned something new tonight. But the thing is, something like that, you don't want to have that in your house too long, because that's going to invite, flies, ants, rodents and all that stuff. So we're probably going to have to go to the transfer station maybe more often so I can dump it into that special bin. That's number one.
There are great containers called kitchen scrap buckets
Yeah.
that we have on state contract, and they have holes on them. I have 10. I have a family of 10. It's like really craziness. And so I have like 2 of these little buckets, and I alternate them once a week. And I just put it in the sink when I'm actively making stuff, and
Right.
I put it up, and it stays open, and I can peel everything, put everything in it. My hands are yucky, and I can snap it closed. I put it under my sink, or I put it attach it to my recycling bin. And you can put oil, because there is some items that when you do home composting, we say no meat, no dairy. But you are taking it to an industrial site. So you're taking it to the transfer station. That is, an industrial composter comes in and takes that. So they can take the meat, bones, the old meat that you can't use, that you can put old yogurt and things like that. If you have, you did the Thanksgiving meal,
Yep.
and you have the carcass. It's great if you make soup. I'd love you to make soup, nice turkey soup, and share it with neighbors after. But if you have oil, you can do that. So it's all specified on the town's website of exactly what to put in and what not to put in. But the oils can go in there.
Okay, because that was going to be my next question. Whether you have a grease or oil or something like that, that can go in that special bin there?
Yes.
Oh, that's good to know.
So sometimes if you want, you can put like a paper towel or a paper plate, put that stuff in there, let
Yep.
that like solidify, and so it's not as yucky as you transport it.
Right.
But there's a whole bunch, like you say, the list is on the website.
Okay, well, thank you.
Hello. I'm from the Turnpike Park over in Westborough. How is that going to affect us? Because each one of their trailers belongs to a same person. So we're going to have all of them do that?
I don't believe you. You have pickup at? You have pickup there, right?
We have 2 dumpsters.
So that it's going to continue the way it is right now.
Okay.
Because you have curbside pickup. It's called curbside pickup. They'll come and get their dumpsters just like they do now.
All right.
So no effect or change for you.
All right. Thank you.
Bring on the rest of your questions.
Excuse me?
Bring on the rest of your questions.
Oh, I'm coming. I want to say, now, as far as paints and stuff like that, hazardous stuff, I was told by Harvey that you have to you got a thing of paint or a half a can or something, you put
Kitty litter.
material or kitty litter, and Ace has some stuff you put in it that soaks it up. You have to do that before you bring it there. You got to have all those cans empty.
That's for latex paint, which is most of the paint that you have. The best thing is to use your paint. If you have extra, share with a friend, because it's really fun. Like, I have kids, and they don't want their room to be all the same color. They want one or two different colors in their room.
Yeah, I don't have any more
So you can kind
children.
of share it with people, because believe it or not, can of paint right now for latex paint, some of them are $90 a gallon.
Right.
So if you have some paint, share it with somebody else. They'll be happy.
Okay.
Even if it's just a little bit and they can just paint a toy or something.
Yeah.
There is discussion about the hazardous waste events and things like that you could take it to. And if you have a tremendous amount and it's off, we do have on state contract different companies like in Sutton that are open all the time. So when people are moving and they miss the hazardous waste day here in Westborough, they can go anytime into Sutton.
Jen, do you want to speak to hazardous waste day?
Yes, so we have hazardous waste day, depending on budget, it's always been once a year, but I've been trying to do twice a year. This year we're having a big event in the fall, so look forward to that, and there'll be more notice and mailings going out for that. It's going to be a lot of education and
Okay, 'cause I
advertisement
know
for that
that's
one.
very dangerous, and I want to get rid of it.
Yeah.
I have no children to paint houses. You know?
A neighbor, they might take it. If you find a neighbor, they might just love it because I only want to
I
paint
know
a little
it's
something to
expensive,
pay
so
$90.
they might, but I'll give it away. Jeez, just to get rid of it, you know. But another thing too, it has nothing to do with Harvey. Well, maybe a little bit, but when somebody has a lot of medication, you're not supposed to put it in the garbage. You only have once a year to get rid of your medicine.
The medicine take back.
Yeah, no, you can take that to CVS, and I believe the police station.
Yeah, I know.
has
I
the-
do that, but, you know, I'm saying it gets full fast, you know.
The containers themselves?
Yes, and I've gone there 2 or 3 times in a day, and it still hasn't been empty, you know. So I'd like to know, you know, what to do with that. And I know the DPW will take it, but they do it only once a year, and if you can't get there, you're lost for a whole year. You gotta hang on to that.
Have you gone to
stuff.
CVS?
Huh?
Have you gone to CVS?
Yes, I did say that.
Hmm.
I go all the time. Well, my husband just passed away, so I got a lot of
Sorry.
medicine I got to get rid of, and all the other stuff, you know, that I can't give back, even though it's not open. They won't take it,
Hmm.
you know.
I do believe the police station has a box that you can.
For sharps?
No.
For medicine.
Hmm. I know the fire department has sharps. Maybe trying a local town that has one at a police station.
I call it senior center, they do those pickups too, on a regular basis.
Oh, there we go.
Monthly.
They do what?
I think they have monthly, you can bring your stuff in at the senior center, I believe.
Really?
I call
I didn't know.
If you want to give us your contact, ma'am, if you want to give your contact over here to Kim Foster, we can get in touch with you to give you
Oh, okay.
some options.
All right, thank you very much,
Sure.
everybody.
Thanks. Any other questions? No. Well, thank you for coming out. I know the crowd is thinning, but I do, you know, I know that there's a lot. It was good to get a lot of your questions so that we can continue to think about ways that we can roll out education, materials, and things like that. But please do feel free to reach out to our offices anytime, and we will have at least one more information night. So thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.